Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are well. I am Dr. Tammy, and I am your success strategist and literacy educator. I help you strategize how to move in the direction of more and prepare for what's next. And today's episode of Connections and Conversations is going to be a bit random. I know. Okay. Um, I have some points, but they're like many broadcasts in themselves, but I thought I'd talk about them and share some of the things that's been going on in the last week or so. And it's interesting how it kind of culminated today. So I'd like to share that with you. So those of you that are joining me, please say hello to me in the comments. Please let me know where you're joining me from if this is your first time joining me and I don't know who you are. That'd be great. For those of you that are on Periscope, you may not know I have a weekly show, Connections and Conversations, and I normally broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. But the last couple, I've decided to broadcast over here on Periscope as well. So those of you that are in different places, if I'm talking to someone, it's probably because they're on one of my other platforms. So Connections and Conversations is a show where we just make connections with each other and with other people. If we have a guest, and we have conversations about how we can move in the direction of more and prepare for what's next. And today it's going to be a bit random, but I also want to talk about this idea of reimagining reality. Hi, Vernicia. Hi, Lettuce. How are you? Interesting name, Lettuce. How are you joining me over on Periscope? Hi, Vernicia, Sarah. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you all for joining me. And and so I want to talk about that. So let me tell you how this came about, how my epiphany happened. So this morning, my cousin, we are like two peas in the pod. We're like this. um, we, no matter where we are in the world, we are like this, and inseparable even when we're apart. So it's one of the it's that kind of love. It's not only that we're family, blood family, but we're best friends. We're mentor. She's my mentor, and just black women who are ready to take on this world. And I was in her broadcast over on IG. Well, it was an interview that she had with Miss Irene, and she yes, Lettuce. And so just hang on, Lettuce. There's something in here that can help you. I know it is. I know it is because that's what I want you to do. Because, if your life is upside down, yeah, hang on. There's something you can take from this. So I was in the interview, and as I was in the interview, of course, I'm supporting my cousin. That's my ace, right? So I'm supporting her, and I am adding my own interpretation of what's being said and what she's saying. We think a lot alike in some ways. In some ways, we don't. We're totally different. But when we're philosophically, some of the things that she was saying are really aligned. And so I was putting my spin on it, but in the comments. And then I realized in that moment that there was this epiphany happening, of things that have happened that I've seen in different places within that. And then since then, the rest of my day has kind of taken on that. And I think when we are going through something, when things are not going our way, we can have the tendency of being paralyzed and being stuck and not moving and doing some things. And one of the things, so the last 2 years for me have been really, not last two, I guess, 2 years ago. I guess I should put it that way, because since then it's been a lot better. But 2 years ago, when things kind of, maybe 2.5 years, when it flipped upside down for me, it was this time when um, I could have allowed that to stop me, to keep me from going. Many people who followed me on social media didn't know what was happening and didn't know that I was really going through. And so, because I made the decision, the conscious decision, to not allow it to stop me and paralyze me. And today, what I realized in that broadcast was that what I did was reimagine reality. And I started to do and move differently because I knew there was something greater for me. There was something better for me. There was something more for me, which is my platform, Hey, Lizzie, good to see you. I probably should have on another device so I know who's here. So if you're here and joining me and I haven't said hello to you, it may be because you haven't commented and I don't know you're in the room. The second thing is, you know, sometimes I forget to look at the comments. So thank you for joining me. Yes, Trifania, thank you so much for joining me. So, and lettuce, I can really relate to that. That is something, um, that I have been through. So I know how that works. Of course, for me, it was a good thing. Like for me, it was positive. For me, it was, something. And yes, depression can be debilitating, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, because what you have to do is reimagine life now. Like, how does life look differently? Like, how can you move about differently? So there's some things. Now, some of you, if you have seen any of my past broadcasts, some of these will sound very familiar because it's either been a quote on my page or I've done an episode on it. But one of the things is, I want you to consider whatever you're going through, whatever is happening in your life, that is a pivotal moment. Right now, COVID-19, coronavirus, pandemic, crisis, whatever you want to label it, what's going on right now is a pivotal moment. And what you do with this pivotal moment will ultimately shape what's next for you. And I want whatever's next for you to be amazing. And in order for that to be amazing, there's some things with our mindset that we have to adjust. There's some things that we have to really take into account when we're pursuing what's next. We can't allow it to just stop us, or as my friend Letta said, debilitate us, right? So we can't allow that to happen. And so there are some things that I want you to do to reimagine reality, what that looks like after a pivotal moment. So after this time, after someone mentioned in the comments about divorce, after whatever traumatic thing that's happening in your life right now, after that, what does that look like for you? What could it look like for you? How grand could it be? Like, don't think about the negative. Don't think about how bad it's going to be. How about how grand it's going to be? How amazing. And so today I was, I'm planning trips and I'm trying to move. COVID-19 has really shaken up my schedule, has really turned things upside down for me as far as what I'm doing. And I realized that things are shifting and moving to where I'm really going to have to make some big choices. Like, it's going to create another pivotal, like this pivotal moment, this time right now, this stay at home time is creating more pivotal moments that I see coming, because I know I'm going to have to make some major decisions. I'm going to have to make some major choices with how I navigate the world and how I engage and what I do. Because y'all, the things that are shifting in a space where I'm working. I work full time. And I have pockets of time, chunks of time when I'm off, but there's also chunks of time when I'm working. And so when things start shifting and moving to where it conflicts with that, is creating this space for me to have to make a decision, for me to have to make some choices, for me to have to really think about what is it I want next, to reimagine my reality. And am I okay with it just being jam-packed and busy, or do I want to create space for what I really want? And those are some things you have to think about. So I want you to think about what, after this time, after whatever's going on in your life, what can that look like? How amazing could that be for you? For me, I have some things that I want. I have some things that I want to do. There's some things that I want to accomplish. And right now, I've been this last month. Look, can I be just honest? I'm just going to be honest. This last month, I have been in this space where I'm doing things because I know I need to do them. I want to do them. I don't want to stop. Like I'm telling you, don't stop. I don't want to stop. But then I'm also holding back on some things, some requests, some things that I should be just moving on with because it's going to force me to make some decisions. It's going to force me to really just step into it. And so I really think that, you know, reimagine reality after this pivotal moment. Like, what could that look like? And so, hey, Brandon, I have some things that I want to do and I want to accomplish. And I'm really shifted in a space where I have to make a decision. So, for instance, so I was helping with a retreat. I was planning this retreat in France. Why is it moving to like September? Like it's moving to a time where I'm really going to have to make some decisions. So, and really adjust some things. So it's really causing me to reimagine what my future looks like and what I really want. And so that's it today. So, one, I always say flow with life. So I've just decided that I am just going to flow with life. I'm just going to flow with life. So whatever happens and how it happens, I'm just going to flow with it. And yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm just going to flow with life. Because when you try to go against it, when you try to go against that flow, that's resistance. And that resistance more than likely is internal. It's inside. So if you just agree to flow with it, you'd be surprised at what happens. You may actually discover something and uncover something about yourself. So we're going to see what happens, y'all. We're going to see what happens because I've decided to do that. The other thing, since I'm being completely transparent today with this randomness, is I can be a bit impatient, just a little bit. Not. I can be a bit impatient. And so the thing is to practice patience. So if you're going to flow with life, you have to be willing to be patient for what you want, for what you desire, for what it is. I know, Lizzie, I am the most patient person. Like when I want something, I want it right now. Right now. I want it today. Especially if it's something that I know I'm passionate about and I desire, I know that I want it today. So anyway, so you have to practice patience. Now, this is me probably preaching to the choir. Y'all probably need to all put that in the comments for me. But that is very hard for me. And because I'm so excited about what's going on, like y'all can't see this, but on the other side of this computer is my board. And I'm looking at all the things that I have on here, some things that I've completed during this time as I've been kind of getting ready for afterwards. Tryphaenia, I know. Now, I want it now. So I'm looking at my board, and as I'm looking at the board, I see some things, and some of it I've procrastinated on. Let's just be real, because I know that once it happens, it's going to be explosive. So I know. Whoa, Lizzie. I got to be patient, So one, flow with life. And in that flow, you have to practice patience. And I must say that being an educator has really helped me because otherwise I don't think I'd be where I am today in my patience journey without it, without doing that, without being that. So that's really helped. So flow with life and practice patience. And the thing is to remain ready. So, all right. So this is where my work is right now. So I've decided while I'm chilling out. Now, let me just say Texas is opening up on Friday. So, but there's still this time where we're still kind of waiting on the rest of the world to join us. So it's still going to be a good time to kind of do this. So I will say that. Hey, hi, Pink. And so the other thing is to remain ready. So that's where I am now. So that's kind of my focus, is trying to get some things in order. And so when this is all, of course, Texas. So this is the time when I'm really trying to get things in order. So when the floodgates open, because I'm claiming that's going to happen. Like everything that I desire and want is just going to happen. It's just going to flow, because y'all know May is my month, and is I call it magical May. Things happen. So I got 4 days, no, 2, to get it together. So because I know things are just going to start flowing. So because of that, I have designated the next 2 days is to really get some things in order that I have been procrastinating on. So so remain ready, like be ready for whatever comes, and be ready for it to come, and expect it to come. So part of that is expectancy, right? And so it's coming, y'all. Just wait. Which is probably why I'm streaming over here on Periscope, because I don't normally stream on Periscope. That's not my platform. However, I want y'all to hold me accountable, and I want y'all to pay attention, because it's happening. So the other thing is to do the best you can with what you have. Like sometimes you don't have what other people have. Sometimes you don't have the advantages that other people have. Sometimes you don't have the resources that other people have. And that's okay. And that's okay. Like, so you just have to do the best you can with what you're working with. And that's what I always say. You know, even I was talking about earlier about my cousin and I, how we're like this, no matter where we are in the world. You know, she grew up with resources. She had resources, and I didn't. But I realized that, you know, we're both doing amazing things with what we're working with. And that's kind of our family philosophy. You do the best you can with what you're working with. And that's kind of the same thing. So don't compare yourself, and do the best you can with what you're working with. And okay, so like I said, it's random. So the other thing is, so you have all this going on. If you have all this going on like I do, because I have a lot going on, and I have a lot that I'm expecting to happen. So just follow me. You'll probably get some of it, especially in my stories. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot that I expect to happen. There's a lot that I want to happen. You've got to give yourself grace. You got to give yourself grace, because sometimes I get impatient. Sometimes I have realized that I have to take a break. I have to, yes, Lizzie, walk your own path. Walk your own path. And sometimes you have to just stop when you feel like you should be doing more and more and more. And I promise you, the times when I say I should be doing more, I'm still doing something. But even in that, I realize I have to stop and give myself grace. And I actually have a whole broadcast over on YouTube about give yourself grace and what that really means. And so you got to give yourself grace. You know, you got to really know that it's okay. It's okay if you take 3 hours off. It's okay if you take an afternoon nap. Like you woke up at 3 a.m. Like it's okay if you take an afternoon nap. Like those little things that I do. Yes, I know. I'm always doing something. But it may not be on my board. Like it may not be something that I'm really working towards. So that's it. So give yourself grace. Like it's okay. Like if you need a moment, take a moment. If you need a minute, take a minute. If you need a whole day, take a day. If you need the whole COVID-19 time, 6 weeks to whatever, we don't even know what it's going to be, but that's what it is so far, 10 weeks, then take it. Like, it's okay. Like I've been seeing a lot of memes that saying, well, if you're not doing something, you're basically you're a slacker. No. Unfortunately, that may not be the case. That may be the fuel you need to keep going. That may be what you need to go on to your next. So you be ready. So you can remain ready for what's yours. And so Lizzie, no, lifetime is not no, we're not taking a whole life. Well, you can take a lifetime to do it, but you can't take a lifetime off. I'm not going to allow you that. No, no, no. Hey, Lee, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Yes, grace is self care 101. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I probably should be showing some of these comments because they're really funny. If you're on other platforms, because Lizzie, this I don't know if that's a gun. I don't even know what that is. Like the way it pops up on my computer, it looks like a gun, but it may just be, a rabbit. I have no idea. Maybe I should have my other devices. I don't have any other devices on. So those of you that are joining me, you wonder who am I talking to? There's people on different platforms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope. And I probably should be showing comments, but apparently I'm in my thoughts today. Like that happens. Okay. So remain ready after pivotal moments. Flow with life. Just follow the flow. Practice patience. Do the best you can with what you're working with. Remain ready for whatever. And when I say ready, it may not be like tangible things like a to-do list. It's more of an internal thing. It's more of a mindset. Like you don't freak out if something doesn't happen the way you want or before you want it, or right. You don't have that breakdown, like no breaking down for me. So I just want to show some of these emojis. They look really weird to me. So some of you, I know your personality, so I know what you're putting there, but it looks really interesting. So anyway, and like this one really looks interesting. I don't even know what that is. So I don't know if it's a man dancing, fighting. I have no idea. Okay, I do because it's Lizzie that put that, but I'm just saying some of them just look weird. But anyway, so that's it. That's it, y'all. That's all I have for you today. Follow the flow, flow with life. Practice patience, remain ready, do the best you can with what you're working with. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. You've got this, and give yourself grace. Just enjoy the ride, right? Enjoy the journey. I always say that, on our journey toward more, just enjoy the journey and reimagine what life could look like after a pivotal moment. And this is it. Like, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's like my man Lettuce, who said he was going through a divorce or got served papers, whether it's someone who is sick and just recovering from that, the pivotal moment is a great time for you to reimagine what's next for you. So, hey, so expect some things to change around here. I expect some things to change with you all out there as well. So if you're not following me, definitely follow me. Turn on your notifications. I'll be back. I'll be back on Friday for Dr. Tammy Talks, which I guess would be another episode of this, because normally Connections and Conversations is more formal and I have my points and things. It is not as casual, but so come back and join me on Friday. I'll be here wherever you are, whether it's Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube. I will be here with you and share a little bit about what's on my mind then. I'm sure it'll change. It will be May. So come prepared to party. We're going to bring in May. That'll be May 1st. So you know what we got to do on May 1st. We got to have a party. So expect me to have my crowns and I have my tiara and everything. So just get ready. It's coming. So join me on Friday morning for introduction to my birthday month, where we celebrate all month, every day. Yeah. Go up, turn on your notifications. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you have something in the comments, the party starts now. Okay, so I'll follow you, Lizzie. We're going to follow Lizzie because she's starting the party. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm always game for a party. Lizzie, I have some things to do for 2 days. 2 days, I have some things to do. And I have some people out there who's giving me a to-do list that I need to finish. So I need to do that too. And then May 1st, the party begins. I'm ready. So she says no. I know. Thank you all for joining me live or via the replay. I am Dr. Tammy, and remain ready mentally with your mindset. Reimagine reality after a pivotal moment. This is it. Whenever it is it. And so take advantage of it. And let's go. Okay, party on his scope. Cool. I'm heading over. Um, y'all take care. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll see you soon. Bye.